Hi everyone, right now I am going to be showing you what is on my Android phone. So this is like apps, widgets, all that kind of stuff. So this is the main screen that I usually leave my phone on. Up top I've got a Google search bar. I've got a weather app right here, so there's cities we can scroll through here. Down beneath I've got Gmail, calendar, gallery, and camera. Those are pretty standard Android apps. If we go to the left one page, we can see I have my battery manager widget. This is actually, I'm not really sure why this is here. I don't use it all that much. I tried it out for a little while and I guess I just left it there. Right here is my calendar widget. And below that I have Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. So going to the left one more page, here's my games page pretty much. So this has Angry Birds, Temple Run, Bad Piggies, which is kind of a complicated game, I feel. Beneath that I have Jetpack Joyride, and to the right I have the Play Store. Now going to the right, here is my Power Manager widget. Now I was going to be using the one that was built into Android, but since I'm using this Go Launcher app for my launcher, it came with this one and it allows you to have more options, so I just went with that one. And beneath this I have sort of my file storage apps, so Evernote, SkyDrive, Drive, which is Google Drive, and Dropbox. Beneath that I have Google Translate. On this page, I have sort of like my content consumption apps, so like Netflix, Pandora, Vimeo, YouTube. And beneath that, I have sort of podcast apps, Acast, and Revision 3. And then I have Play Music, which is Google's music app for playing music. If we go further to the right one more, we will go nowhere because there's no pages left to look at. So let's go up here. We have our standard Android Samsung widgets that they put on their phones. This is Verizon Wireless and our clear button. Right here is an ongoing process. It tells you an estimate of how much time that your battery is going to have left. Now, I've been testing this out. This is in no way accurate. The only reason why I still have it on there anyway is because I want to know how many percent my battery has left. And down here we can see a notification that my battery is lower than 30%. That is from the Go Power Master. Now, what it wants you to do, it wants you to change settings on your phone to make your battery last longer. Now, some of those I find inconvenient, and since having two batteries I can just swap out, it really doesn't make a difference to me whether I consume my power. This was just simply an app that I was testing out. So let's go ahead and jump into my menu here. This is going to be all my apps. This is the Go Launcher app for the launcher. And so I'm just going to run through these real quick. If there's something notable, I'll tell you more about it. So here we have App Center, Game Zone. Those ones were just apps that came with this. I could have gotten rid of them, but I didn't get around to it since I mostly use my home screen for launching stuff. Next is Acast. I use this for my podcasts whenever I'm not using my iPod Touch. It is more convenient to use the iPod Touch, but if I'm in a pinch and I need something to do, definitely Acast will be there for me. And next is Advanced Task Killer, which when you open that up, it'll kill unnecessary processes so that you can run your games better and stuff like that. Here is After Focus, which I haven't really used that much, but it is a pretty cool app. Next is AllShare, which is basically Samsung's version of DLNA for your home network. Next is Angry Birds Space. Haven't really played that lately, but that's there. There is this Verizon Apps, which I really should remove, but then again, I really use my home screens to launch stuff, so it doesn't matter that much. Next, I have the Amazon App Store. Now, I check that daily to see if there's a free app worth downloading. They have a new free app every day. Next, I have Google Authenticator, which allows you to log into your Google account. If you have two-factor authentication set up, you'll need this app to log in, so that's why I have that. Next is Backup Assistant, which is a Verizon app. My contacts are backed up on there, although I haven't really been using it that much since I have Google to sync with. Next is Backup Assistant, which is kind of like this Backup Assistant, except it's not for contacts, it's for other stuff, and I don't use that at all. Next is Bad Piggies, which is from the makers of Angry Birds. It's actually pretty complicated of a game. It actually takes a lot more thought than Angry Birds does. This next one here is Barcode Scanner. Now, I didn't install this so much. It's the one that Google Authenticator uses to scan QR codes, and since it is also useful, I just kept it installed. Next is this Barnacle Wi-Fi Hotspot app. This is sort of like a Wi-Fi hotspot, and it's supposed to only work when you have root, but even then it doesn't really work that well. Then there's this battery solo widget, which I don't have open right now because I've been using this Go Power Master. Next, I have the Bible, browser, calculator, calendar. You get the idea. There's camera, city ID, which the trial has run out, so I don't use anymore. Clock, CNET, contacts, crash plan, daily briefing, and desk cradle. Those are Samsung apps that I don't really use, but they're there, you know. Dolphin browser is my browser of choice for using on Android. Next is downloads, which I don't know really what that does, because whenever I download something from the browser, I just go ahead and open it right then and then never touch it again. So I guess that would allow you to browse through what your downloads are. Next we have Drive and Dropbox. Those are on my home screen. ES File Explorer, that allows you to see the files that are on your phone. The built-in file managers will only let you see what's on the SD card. This will let you go wherever you want. Evernote, that's another note-taking app. I use it most of the time if I'm not using Google Drive. Here is this F-18 carrier game, which was free from the Amazon App Store one day. It was supposed to be like a $2 value or so. And I played it for a while, and then I got finished with the game, so I didn't need to use it anymore. Here is Foxfi, which is my frustrating app lately. They decided they were going to push an update to their app, which means you will have to reset it every 5 minutes unless you buy the paid version. Yeah, not really helpful. Here we have Gallery and Gmail. Those are pretty standard apps. Go Backup and Go Launcher. Those are the apps that came with this Go Launcher stuff. The Go Backup app I actually used when I reset my phone, which, by the way, does speed it up for about a day and then it gets slow again. So I don't really think it's worth it to reset your phone every single day. There'd have to be a really good backup app that would do everything and would restore it real quick, and I haven't quite found that yet. Going on to the next page, there's this Go Power Manager and a bunch of other Go apps. I installed some of these, some of them I didn't, whatever. Here's Google Goggles, which is pretty cool. You can point it at stuff and it'll help you find a Google search or whatever. Google Sky Map is also cool, although I haven't used it lately. Google Plus, Guided Tour, that's another built-in app. Here is Instagram, that's self-explanatory. Jetpack Joyride, I don't know why it's in here twice. Here is Kayak, that's a travel deals thing that I haven't used lately. Local, I have no idea what that is, honestly. Lookout, that is sort of my phone security thing. Next is Maps, that's comes on every phone. Messaging, Facebook Messenger, Google Plus Messenger, and the Verizon Mobile Hotspot app, which they charge money for if you are on an unlimited data plan, so that's pretty much useless. Next is the built-in music player, which I don't use, the My Files, which I don't use, the My Verizon apps, which I want to use but doesn't work anymore for some reason. Navigation, that's part of the Google Maps navigation stuff. And there's also Netflix, Pandora, stuff I explained earlier. Phone, well, this is a phone, you know. Pixlr Express, that must have been some free app that I downloaded. You know, I really should clean this up. You know, maybe I'll make a video after I clean up so you can see how much less stuff I have once I get rid of the stuff I don't need. Play Books, Play Music, Play Store, pretty self-explanatory. Pray is supposed to help you find your phone if it gets lost, although the battery dies so fast on this phone, I don't know if it'll work out. Next we have Revision 3, Google Search, Settings, Setup Wizard, Simeji, I don't know. It's a Japanese keyboard, so you can type in Japanese characters. SkyDrive, cloud storage there, Skype for making web calls, Slacker Radio, that came pre-installed. It's kind of like a Pandora alternative. Speed test, I use that when I'm testing out network speeds. 4G has really been going down in terms of speeds as more people start to use it. Super user, that sort of manages what apps are allowed root access. Google Talk, that's up next. Don't really use it too much, it just came installed. Task Manager, that's the Samsung built-in Task Manager, but as I said earlier, I use Advanced Task Killer. Temple Run, that's another one of those games that I play sometimes. Think Free Office came pre-installed, but it's what I need to read PDFs, so I'm sticking with that for now. Titanium Backup, I really should be using this more often, but I don't really find that much important stuff on my phone, so that's probably why I don't. Google Translate, we've seen that before. TV.com, not really sure why that's installed either. Twit for Android, that's some old app that they're now giving away for free that doesn't even show any of the Twitch shows properly. So go ahead and try to avoid that and actually pay for the paid one if you want to really watch Twitch shows on here. Urban Spoon, that helps you find nearby restaurants. Video player, built-in video player. Most of the time I don't click on this icon, I launch it right from the gallery. Next is Vimeo, which I use to check on my Vimeo uploads and watch other videos sometimes. Google Voice, I do have a Google Voice account, but don't use it too much. Voice Dialer, that's sort of something that's built into the phone and you don't initiate it from here. Voicemail would lead you to visual voicemail. However, you have to pay extra for that. It's kind of interesting because you don't have to pay extra on the iPhone for whatever reason. Next is Voice Recorder. I'd probably just launch the camera and record a video, but I guess if you wanted to use that, whatever. Voice Search, I guess you could launch that from here. Here's another one of those wireless tether apps that I've been trying out. I haven't found one that really works that well, though. Next is YouTube. I do use that sometimes, although I prefer the experience on my computer because it actually will mark off the subscriptions that I've watched. Now the final page, finally. Wow, this has been a long video. I have Facebook, Line, which is sort of like it's almost like a Facebook, but it's a little different. I haven't really used it too much. The AdSense Data Center or whatever this is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does, or sometimes it doesn't. And it's really kind of just an inconvenience. And the only real way to know for sure that it's going to work every time you go there is to go to the actual AdSense website. Finally is Twitter, which is the most recent app I installed. I don't know why I didn't have it installed. I had just been using it for the mobile browser. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'll post a link in the description. So that's about it. My camera's running out of time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon with another video.